think we are rolling here. Looks like we are. First live stream in a while. It's been, I think, 2 or 3 weeks at least. I could have looked beforehand, but I didn't. It's been a slow past week of development for Throw with the Pros. But we were busy before that. I don't remember what I last live streamed. We can run through the cheat sheet here. It may have been from the first update. I don't know. Let's take a peek here. We've got lots of new courses added to the global list. I don't think a lot of those were in there since the last stream. A number of bug fixes. In Tour Life, you can change the courses list. I think I covered that one. I think we did cover these. I did implement some spacing adjustments with the overlap of this back button in the top toolbar on larger iPhones. As you can see, it works just fine here. Initially, when the app was launched, you would have to hit the bottom of this back button if you had a larger screen because it would be up here and it wouldn't let you click where the phone's toolbar was at. So we did fix that. 1.0.3, we added a button in the settings to reset user progress right here. Don't do that unless you really want to. This can be undone. This one was mostly to address this crash affecting the profile, which only occurred if you had reset your progress and then immediately gone to the profile. That is fixed now. The last update that just came out maybe last week, 2 weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago. We'll say 2 weeks ago. Could be wrong. Was 1.0.4. So one thing I did do is reduce a lot of the asset sizes. So images, graphics, fonts, etc. in the app. I think the app prior to that was around 230 megabytes to download. It's now at 150. So a pretty substantial decrease. Didn't really affect people who had already downloaded the app necessarily, other than saving some space on their phone, but the app will now download a bit faster. Graphics will load marginally faster, but unnoticeable really. Updates to the tournament leaderboard UI. So if I quickly come in here, I don't know how much currency I have. We'll just do this one real quick. Moved some things around slightly adjusted button locations, and then moved the back button down here next to the round. Because this page was still running into the issue where the back button was overlapping with the toolbar. This way it fits nicely on every phone size, at least every phone size I've tested, which has been 5 or 6 of them. It seems to work great on all of them. And now the back button is right there, so nice and easy. Fixed a couple bugs. Now when you finish a tournament in the stats page, you can review your round scorecard at the end. So I'll run through that real quick. We can do easy. I gotta put 6 holes in here. I'm gonna go, let's bogey this one, let's par, just so we can see the different hole scores show up in the round scorecard. We'll bogey that one, finish round, and then finish tournament, and you'll see here in the details button, which had already existed before. Now if I click on that, you'll get your round scorecard. And if the tournament is, no, course was only 6 holes, so it won't let me score because this is all of it. If you play an 18-hole course, this will scroll left and right if you drag on it. And if you play a tournament more than 1 rounds, all of those scorecards will show up here. So yeah, this is now on the details page. There is, I won't go through it because it's minor, but previously on the leaderboard, if you held down on the scroll buttons to go up and down on the leaderboard in terms of players, it didn't do anything. Now it will scroll faster, as you would expect holding down on the button to do. And then I made some slight adjustments to entry fee calculations. I thought they were a little high on some tournaments, a little low on others. So I adjusted the equations that were determining that. 1.0.5, which is what we're working on now, has not come out yet. That's what we're going to be coding tonight for maybe half an hour. what I've had added so far um, is when changing scores from the tournament leaderboard. So if you click on one of your scores, a little thing pops up that'll let you change what your score was on that hole. Previously, that little popover, or I guess right now in the app, if you do it at the time of recording, does not actually display what hole number you're changing. So you just have to hope you're changing the right one, and if you got it wrong, you have to go back and change it again. So that now displays what hole number you're actually impacting. Again, new global courses added. That will always be the case as long as people keep sending them to me, which so far people have. Every update, I've had courses to add, with the goal being that eventually we'll have a pretty substantial course list, unless UDisc happens to open up an API or there's some other way for me to extract a large amount of course information. Right now, there's not a legitimate way for me to do that, so we're going this route. But we're slowly getting there. I think I had 3 or 4 courses at the start. We've got this number so far, with still more to be added. I'm not going to do it tonight, but there will be more courses added, at least one more course added, before the next update. So if you have courses you want to see in the app on this global list, let me know. I'll add them in. New display name for the app. So if I come here, currently on your phone, if you look at it and you have the app downloaded, it says throw with the pros and it's all smushed and cut off. As you can see, a bit too long to fit under the app icon. So this now just says throw. I don't think that's going to change. I think I'm sticking with this for the time being, but that's now what it'll display under the app on both iPhone and Android. And then this last one, which I was a little bit more excited about, you can now adjust the starting hole for playoffs. So if you finish a tournament and you're tied for first at the end, the app currently only does playoffs for first. I'm probably going to keep it that way. I don't think in normal tournaments you don't typically do a playoff for second or third place unless it's a big deal for a trophy, but even then people don't really care. I certainly don't care. But you got to do playoffs for first. So right now, if you're tied for first at the end of a tournament, in the app you'll do a playoff, and that will automatically start you on hole 1. The new update will give you the option at the start of that playoff to select a different starting hole. So if it's an 18-hole course, instead of it being hole 1, you can go start on hole 17. And then it will just start from there. So we'll go 17, 18, and then back to 1. Yeah, you do have to do that before submitting your score on the first playoff hole. Obviously, you can't submit a score on hole 1 and then say you want to start on 18, because it is just changing the starting hole. But yeah, so that's what's in there currently. What we're going to do today is generally a lot of fairly simple fixes, but things that are, I think, maybe at least quality of life improvements that we're going to incorporate into the app. I do still slowly started posting some feature highlights on Instagram and YouTube from the Throw with the Pros account. Winter is here pretty much in Utah. I'm sure that's the case in some other places as well. So disc golf is slowing down quite a bit, which is unfortunate. Always the worst time of year, but I don't intend to slow down on development. I still have a list of, excluding what's already going to come out in this next update, probably 40 different features, including some pretty big ones that are hopefully going to come out before end of February or March next year, is my goal. The intent is to have pretty much everything in there for spring. Throw the Pros is going to get some big changes. Not even changes, just big new features to be added, new types of tournaments. Looking at match play and maybe 1 or 2 others, which would be pretty cool. Not going to be included in this update, but this update I'm trying to kind of knock out the rest of the low-hanging fruit, so that in 1.0.6, it may be a big enough change, I may jump that version number up higher, we'll see. But in the next version after this one, we'll start to see some big updates. So first thing we're going to do, so on the course review page, so when I go to, let's open this back up, got the simulator open right now, I don't really need it. On the course review page, next to the number of holes, I want to display the total par count. Let me pull the live stream back up, make sure we're still working. So basically, if I go add a course here, we'll call it par test. Let's make it 17 holes just so I can make sure that it's working properly. None of this matters for the sake of what I'm doing. Let's say hole 2 is a par 4 just for fun. So this should be a par 52 course, and I want it to display that right here. So what we're going to do is, let's go to the, where's my course management here? Let me hide all the stuff I don't need at the moment. Go down to course management, add course review. So I want this to be var total par count. Shoot, I can tell it's been a little while since I've coded. Just mentally, I gotta warm back up to it. So right next to the number of holes here, I'm going to throw this in a row, which it is loading for whatever reason. What's its error right now? Oh, it's just being slow for whatever reason. Why so slow? This should not take long. I've never seen this take more than 2 seconds. Didn't even do anything. Come on. Oh, here we go. Wrap with the row. All right. Thank goodness. That took way too long. Go away. Then we're going to copy this. Let's go total par. And then, how do I want to do this? Am I already initializing a function up here? I am. So let's come up here. We're going to go void calculate total par. And then yes, set state. You can see I've got this. This is impressive. I've got this new AI runner going on this on the platform that I'm using currently, and it is impressive. Don't need that. So here I want to go for ri equals 0 is less than add course. Yes, that is exactly what I want. Total par count. Yeah, pretty much exactly that. New course whole pars. Is this just whole pars? New course pars. There we go. And so actually we will probably end up modifying this a little bit more. So I can do this essentially. The issue I'm going to run into is when there's multiple pen positions, I would like to show a range. Let's get this running and then we can implement the range. I may do that off stream because that might take me a little bit of thinking, which we don't need to broadcast that. Calculate total par here. Up here under this emit state, we're going to go calculate total par. And then down here, we're going to use that total par variable right here. I don't think it's going to work because, oh no, it did. Total par is 0 because it wasn't able to actually run at the launch of it. So yeah, here we get par 52. There we go. And then here I need a main alignment that I want spaced evenly. Let's save that. Nice. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so that works currently so far. And what that will always do is always show the par for, or only include the par for the first pin position. We'll come back to that one. If I have time, I'll add the range in. For right now, we're going to call that one good. Okay, fix the display of course information. That is a big one. So here, this one works fine. But if I come back here, and let's say we go to the global list and I click on this, this is shown in brackets. I don't like that. It's not how it was necessarily intended to be shown. So we're going to fix that, and that exists on a number of views when looking at course information. So let's go adjust this here. We've got global list. I click on a pop-up, which shows this dialog here, location, number of holes. Hole here is equal to course pars, course pressed, hole. This is doing it by hole. I see what the issue is here. How do I get it to remove the brackets without only narrowing it down to a single pen position? That is tricky. Do I have one on here that shows multiple pen positions? I don't know if I actually do. Yeah, I may not. Let's do not. And I could remove the brackets and just show the single numbers here, but it would not look as nice if I had multiple pin positions shown, and I need to account for that. What to do about that? Hole 1, course pars, course pressed, hole number, which looks like that. Let's try this. Doing a little Google search here to see if I can figure out if there's an easy way. Like this. With maybe what am I typing here? There we go. Maybe a space in here. Like what if I do this? Aha. And that should work for multiple pin positions. So let's go. I just did that. No, I was on the global list. That's right. We can implement that again for the global list, and then we'll go add a course with multiple pin positions and try it on the course menu and make sure that that works as well, which it should. sure that works. Okay, brackets removed there. Let's go add a course. We'll call it pins. We'll go 6, but we're going to enable multiple pin positions. Let's go 3, par 4, par 3, par 2. And then let's go down to 6 and call it 5. Let's go 2, 6. The rest of those can stay as is. So this does start to look a little bit bad when you have that many pin positions. I can probably add a bigger space between those to begin with. So let's go to the courses menu. Oh, that's not what I wanted to click. So here, this is delete. No, I was looking at the right thing. Show dialog. Whole part number, here we would add this. Length is convert distances, and that goes here. Whole average would go here. And then here I want a little const sized box height 10. Let's try that and see how that looks. Okay, so brackets are removed there. Let's go to pins. Yeah. We had 3 pins there. That looks right. This one we had 6. Or no, I did 5, didn't I? I did that right. So that looks like it is working and looks good. Yeah, brackets removed. This still isn't incredible looking, but I don't think it's necessarily bad. I could always push whole average to the next line if I wanted to. Like, I wonder if I just throw that in there. I think that looks good. Should we roll with it? I think we're gonna roll with it. Okay, we're gonna call that one fixed. So down here, improved display of course information on all course menus. Improved, let's just call improved spacing and removed brackets around course details on all course menus. We'll be specific there. All right, so save that. Let's go back here. We will say that one's fixed. Next one is I want to improve the appearance of the menu when you're editing courses. And really, I'm going to start with that by just adding a background. And it's going to be the same as the course menu, I think. So, at the course menu, let's go back to the left here. I had this container, which will add this. Edit course, so scaffold, and then what I wrap the safe area in a container. Refactor, wrap in a container, and then we threw this underneath it, right? What does this need, a comma? No? Did I miss a comma? I think I missed a comma. Yeah, there we go. And then this all needs to be, there we go. All right. So let's save that. Let's go to edit a course. All Alright, and now we got a nice little background. I don't know what is going on there. That's a new one. Can I do a color here? I don't know if I can actually do that. It's moving a little too slowly, I think, for me to accurately tell. Yeah, definitely did not like that. Background color. That I think I can get away with. Whoa. Why is that so dark? Because that's not, I see. Okay, so I don't want that. I'll go back to white. Why is it not covering the bottom there? Single child scroll view, all the way down. Safe area. That is peculiar. I think that's the same way it's set up here. Stateful builder, scaffold container. Cover, and the safe area down below. That is interesting. Do I have that issue when I'm creating tournaments? Because that might be a... sorry, I'm a little stuffy here. That might be set up in a similar fashion. It is not. Okay. So the expanded is listed like that. Is that, do I need an expanded in a list view? I don't know if that actually addresses the issue. I'm gonna be kind of lazy right now, which is not great. Not necessarily the recommended path. I don't know what I'm doing there. Is that right? I wonder why we are going so slow right now. You can do it. Come on. I just want to add a color. Okay, E not an A. Noted. It's not bad. It's at least different. I just didn't want it to be all white. Yeah, that's okay. That's such a minor one that I'm not even gonna include it in the update notes. But I am just gonna leave that as. Is there a light gray? There's not. That's all we get. Okay. Gray it is. Next. Total par on distance. Yes, so on the course information, when I click on a course here, I want to see the total par and distance when clicked on it, and number of holes. So save that one. Let's go back, course menu. When that dialog is shown here, we've got course names, and then column, I'm gonna need a couple of these here. Oh, that is not in the right spot. My fault. It needs to go here. All right, text. First one, I'm going to say number of holes. And then this one needs to be refactored in a row, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the add course review, where I'm going to add the total par and distance. Which I'm not thinking is also, in a similar vein, going to be challenging on courses with multiple pin positions. I'll just have to implement that range again. So I'll make a note to add that after the fact. But we'll be including that. All right, so number of holes, and then this one, we need 2. And I put 2 here instead of including them in the same one, just so I can add this space evenly. Yeah, just so I can do that. Par and distance. And then here we're going to add variables. Let's go var total par shown, distance shown. Those are going to end up changing when I add the ranges, but that'll work for my purposes here. Course pars. Course pars, course pressed dot length. Once that loads in, that should work. Par here is going to be total par shown. This will be total distance shown. Those will eventually get over themselves and those blue lines will get removed. When I click on it, course press shown is equal to course. Par shown. I think we can probably just, where'd my mouse go? There we go. Mimic what we did here. Copy here. I is less than course pars, course pressed. Still analyzing this, which is ridiculous. There you go. That's much better. Course pars, course pressed dot length. I++. Then we're going to go total par shown is equal to course pars, course pressed. And then I0, which again will change when we add the range in for different pin positions. Right now this is only going to pull from pin position A for each hole, which will be accurate for holes that only have one pin position, but won't quite work otherwise. Alright, so now we save that. Didn't mean to click on that. And now if we go to the simulator, we should well, thanks for the chats. We should be able to click on this. Oh, we're going real slow right now. Here we go. Par 18, par 72, distance 7590. So the par is obviously not working. Total par shown, course pressed, I0. Should show a space in between here. So we'll start with that. And then why is that showing 72? Let's go to the easy one I just put in. Par 90. Oh, because it's adding it every time. Duh. I wonder how. So actually the way to do that, that's an easy fix here. Let's go. No, where do we click? Right there. There we go. So here we just need to set total par shown equal to 0, total distance shown equal to 0. And I actually, do I need to do the same thing here? Or in that? I shouldn't need to do the same thing in the add course review. Just in case, let's do it anyways though. Yeah. And then that should now show the correct par and distance. There we go. Perfect. Distance is 1800 obviously because I didn't set the distances, so each one is 300. These will be more accurate. Cool. That is exactly what I was hoping to do. I'll add that note in. That's a simple enough one. Total, well, I'll wait until the ranges are in. Once the ranges are in, we'll add that to the update notes. All right, so I'm going to leave that one, or I'll check that one off. We'll leave the other one. So I have something keeping me honest to make sure I remember to put the ranges in. And then we are going to update, I think the last thing I'm going to do in this stream is we're going to update the cost of some of the collector's discs. Right now they're all $1,000, or 5,000, excuse me. And I want that to differ slightly. So let's go here. Those say features coming soon. Somewhere I have this on record, and I don't know if it's actually in the code as to what I want. What I want each collector's disc to unlock. I may not have that shown here, which, not a big deal. Just that might impact the way I do prices. Let me see if I have that in my schedule over here. For collector's discs, here we go. All right, so anybody who finds this after the fact will get a little sneak peek at what is going to come with the collector's discs. Nope, what was I just on? There we go. All right, number 1, changing leaderboard colors for hole scoring. 2, New background themes for main menu and profile. Starting off with the less exciting ones. New leaderboard colors for full tournament screen. So 1 and 3 are going to overlap slightly, but they will be different when coded in. Bad weather affects AI scoring more. Ace pot optional. Holy cow, optional buy in at the start of tournaments. Match play available as a standard tournament type. Seeing scores on a tee time basis, not hole by hole. Change the names of the AI. Change event names, tour, life, tournaments. All right, so those are going to be what each of the collector's discs unlock. 1500. This one is going to be 1200. V2 was a little slow there for a second. I think we're good. Ace pot buy-in. That one's kind of exciting, but also not really a big deal. Let's go 1500. These two are going to stay as 5,000. This one's going to be 3,000. And this one's going to be 2,500. Let's adjust these actually. This one can be 3,500. And I think 5,000 is that one. Without this collector's disc, the only way to play match play events is going to be through Tour Life. Yeah, so those are going to be the new costs. We'll save that. I will add that to the update notes, just so people are aware. Updated costs of collector discs. Features coming soon. Okay. Let's go cross that one off. This has been a rather slow stream. I think there are a couple things that I'm intending to include in the next update, but they're all a little bit more involved than what I want to cover on stream right now. I might end up streaming again tomorrow or this weekend to cover the rest of those when I have a little bit more time. But probably not tonight. Yeah, I think that might wrap it up here. We'll call it there for the evening. I'll plan on streaming again to cover at least portions of the rest of what's going to be in version 1.0.5. To the one comment I had in the chat, thank you for wasting those 30 seconds that it took me to read that. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for this video. Thanks to anybody who finds this after the fact, and we'll see you in the next one.